And 120 has entered the room, ladies and gentlemen. The prince, oh no, the king, the current king of the Frozen Throne is here.
The Lich King.
Yeah, so far he is the Lich King.
Oh, by the way, there's a new Hearthstone expansion. I know you're so excited.
Super excited.
You've been playing it non-stop on your phone, being like, yeah, dude, let's spend another 400 euros on 2.5 packs. Let's do
basically
it.
Every single cent we get from donations goes into my Hearthstone account.
Honestly, that is the best way of spending money.
Definitely. Like, I could use it on bitcoins or gold. Like,
or, let's say insurance.
yeah. Nothing happens to me ever. I should use it on a phone insurance though.
Why would you say that, Neil?
Well, I tend to break a few phones. Like this month I already used 3 phones. Broke 2 of them. Gave 1 away.
You're like, I don't know. What are you like?
I like Warcraft.
You're like way through with phone. Yeah, Echo Isles. This is gonna be about. To be honest, I think it's gonna be very, very even and exciting match, but not like micro battle all the time exciting. I think this is gonna be mostly about kill the expo or don't kill the expo. But Neo, you want to introduce the players. Who are we gonna be seeing here?
We see 120 and Infi here, of course. The best Undead in the world, not black hair anymore, he's back to brown. And that was the opponent of Orc Worker in round 1, the winner bracket semi-final. Now he has his first big threat. Will he get out on top of this group, or will he fail and lose against this boy? The Iceman, you call him the Terminator, who crashes the box!
Man, he's wrecking face, he's wrecking setups today, he's wrecking everything.
Well, if he wrecks his opponent, he will not care about that at all.
Did you see the bans? I kind of missed them. That was really quick, man.
Yeah, I have no idea.
They're keeping us on the edge of our seats here at GCS.
But it's funny how quick they got back, like after Infi smashed them, how quick they got back to something else.
Dude, it's like, it's so sophisticated here, the studio, where unfortunately not really allowed to take pictures, like only very, very, very few pictures. If you want to see some, check out facebook.com/back2warcraft. But we saw some production area, which we are not allowed to show you, but it looks like the NASA.
Yeah, it's fucking high-tech
the NASA
here,
ground floor, at Houston, Texas coming in. It's crazy, man. So many people working on production monitors everywhere, like several rows of computers being set up. And here we are with 2 screens and OBS Studio and having the better stream.
Yeah, well, at least, I think it looks quite good here. Quite good. 1 game, best of 3. Yeah, it's the only best of 5 is the grand final in this tournament. Everything else apart from that is best of 3 in this. And the players are ready. And we go on into Group A. Winner brackets. Final is about to start here. 120 versus Infi. Who's your favorite?
I don't believe there is a clear favorite here. Usually, I would say 120, but I think Infi's looking very strong today. And this matchup really is a lot about cutting the right corners.
Yeah.
You don't want to tech too fast, you don't want to tech too slow, you don't want to have too many towers, you don't want to have too few towers, you don't want it to be aggressive, you don't want to be too passive. And it's a very tight, what is it called? The tightrope walk or something like that?
Yeah, it's definitely a rope walk.
You have to know exactly what you're supposed to do. And Echo Isles, though, that is a good human map to start on, I would say. Mercamp support very easy here, although that has been delayed more and more by humans. In the past, we always saw the Mercamp being crept first, but nowadays that is not the usual creep route anymore, I would say. We have already seen that MK first can be a choice. It's definitely fallen out of favor as well, but if he's willing to play that against Night Elf, then certainly against Undead. Then again, of course, Colorful and 120 those are two pretty different players.
So Infi has some problems here. That's why the game is not starting. Maybe he smashed the monitor. I mean, it was shaking a little bit, so we don't know. Maybe it's something with his hotkeys. We will see about that. So there are some questions in chat. How do you think we will? How long do you think we will stream? Like, we schedule each group for 5 hours, but I think today we are already a little faster. No, we're actually exactly on schedule.
Kind of crazy. Although we went only 2 maps in each of the series. I guess Twisted was really long. Yeah, but on schedule still, so that is pretty good. After this, of course, going to be Awkward's next chance. Oh, by the way, when Awkward was in here just for a moment or two, he told me, pretty sure I'm going to win against Colorful. And I was like, okay. But I thought your Night Elf versus Awkward's Night Elf wasn't so good. Yeah, not so good, but he's pretty bad.
Okay. Yeah, it's really cool to see Awkward. He's such a nice guy and always friendly. I mean, we mentioned this at WCA already. His English is not so good, but he's totally not shy about talking English. And he's very talkative and like super friendly, always in a good mood, especially when they were streaming yesterday and the day before. They had a lot of fun together, the Russians. And it looks like Infi is ready. It looks like 120 is ready. It looks like we're all ready for the winner bracket final, and that's it. Who will qualify for the playoffs? It's gonna be the best Undead or the second best human in the world. We're just waiting for the transition. Will they show the players again?
We wait with bated breath. Why don't we get a Frozen Throne t-shirt, by the way?
I don't know, we will ask for it.
Alright, they're not showing the players again. We have seen how destructive Infi can be on stage. How destructive can he be in-game? First big question. What's the first hero here? And I'm gonna put you on the spot, Neo.
I think it's gonna be a Mountain King.
How about Paladin?
He was practicing Mountain King in this game with Colorful just to show off against 120 now.
I think it's AM. $5?
You still owe me from the last cast we did, but
dude,
yeah,
you
$5. All right, $5. That's all.
All right. What do you guys think? If it's actually Paladin, it would be so hilarious. That's pretty unlikely, though. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. How do you want to pay me?
McDonald's. It's of course the Death Knight first for 120 here, who's going for Crypt, for Graveyard. There we go. Interesting building position, right?
Yeah, I really like it. He has a lot of space in the back for getting the slaughterhouse up. And ghouls are still able to mine or harvest lumber next to the graveyard. The Tomb of Relics is really exposed though, and that's always troublesome if that thing falls early, which of course can happen pretty quickly. With the help of footies, then no statues spell a lot of trouble for the undead.
Yeah, it is kind of the Achilles heel for the undead. And if you expose it that much, this could delay your statues, and delayed statues, especially against Infi with all his footmen that I mentioned before, pushing without statues is like so hard to pull off. And is it really working? I don't know.
Yeah, statues definitely the sustain machines for Undead, amazing against human and night elf, both because they have a very hard time taking those out. Orc and snare focus fire pretty easy to do, but against human, for them, for the human race, very very hard to pull off indeed. DK, oh, is he doing the remo creep camp? Fully scouting for it though, very very good early scout, and with that it is actually impossible, and the Remo special creep crowd on this map, and yes he was trying to do it I think, is get 4 skeletons and then you can creep the entire shop with only that. But with a footy there, that I don't think should work. He is gonna get the 2 berserkers though, but the big one he won't be able to take out.
He's still confident in his skills with his skeletons here and the last hit ability, and he's buying time already because Infi is not expanding at the moment, not creeping his natural, just going for the harass. Let's see what he can do here. Coil gets the second one. Okay, he prevents level 2 without the big Ogre Mauler, but what a big chunk of experience for 120 right away.
And we already saw this earlier against Orc Worker, how he was able to finish an entire camp on AI. It was also the Merchant with only the skeletons, that was the level 2, but Infi, he knows about those little tricks. He's scouting for it, he prevents it. He keeps the DK on level 1 and also did a bit of damage to him, like he's at 400 HP, the DK, that's not like critically low, but you know, he's starting to work on him. And only level 1 AM, but this is of course the easiest natural to take, so should be no problem at all to creep for the human.
Now there's still 2 coils left, and I wonder if he can steal the big Magi. He's investing a lot of HP into this. Where's the damage going? Okay, the first Trapper is down. Still waiting for it. Will he go for the Water Elemental? No, he's not. Really waiting for the Ogre Mage is so risky. And Infi does it so well, but with the right clicks on Archmage against the DK, and he gets the entire creep spot here. There's no threat coming up afterwards.
Yeah, doing this very well.
Perfectly.
Splitting the damage there. AM and like a footy or two, wailing away at the DK, and the peasant and the footies, the other footies, and the water metal can take out the camp. That's exactly the way you're supposed to do it. And so far, perfect game for Infi. No openings this time for 1-2-0.
Level 2.5 on the Archmage, of course. Level 3 coming right away. We do have the tech and the first Fiends. I really wonder, with only a level 1 DK with such low HP, I don't know, man. Can he really pull it off?
Yeah, yes, for Skeletons, I think he should be fine to do this. It's very likely that the AM is going to be creeping in the middle right now, because Human knows that there's the big creep left, which can be a good item. Also gets him closer to level 3, and also he needs to be nearby for the Skeleton harass. As you point out, the double rings, not really the best. Now, with 1-2-0 creeping this, is he considering the possibility of a counter expansion, or is this just, you know, the nearest camp?
Yeah, I'm not too... Does he build another Acolyte or anything? He just attacks, we will see. If it's an Acolyte, man, that would be so crazy.
I think he definitely needs the Lich and the statues first.
Yeah, Slaughterhouse is coming. He's pushing with the first Fiend a little bit. Trying to go over this. Was it some of experience? Kind of looks like it to me.
May have been. But even without, of course, would have been enough for 3.
Yeah, good level in here, 1 level advantage, but that's quite normal. I wonder how fast he will get defense. Nice block coming out by 1-2-0. Whoa, 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 this is absolutely insane blocking skills.
Jesus Christ, man.
Exactly the perfect time that he needed to block, he did block to get the last hit there. Sick.
Dust of Appearance, oftentimes forgotten, not by Infi though. He's gonna get stuck back here, but the Tele Staff means he won't be forced into using that Town Portal, which can be very dangerous. Suddenly Kolnova hits you, Archmage dead, Expo dead, game over. But he won't fall to nonsense like this. Surprised he doesn't have an Arcane Vault yet here, would be very useful right now.
I'm really wondering, a lot of humans do this, delay the shop, but this is not, I don't know, man. Delaying the shop is so risky. The push will come at some points, and you definitely need a shop against that. Now 1-0. I think he grew his balls back, and he's very aggressive on the map again with stealing those Murlocs.
Again, very good footy scouting coming out from Infi in the middle of the map. Sees that the Lich, oh no, it was actually a Water Elemental, and Lich and Fiend are moving over, and now he's gonna try to split push with the AM going towards the main. Finding some Acolyte kills here would be nice. Canceling the tech, but there is no tech.
What?
He's still on tier 2. What? That is very weird. So the Undead isn't like forced to come back right away. The tech isn't gonna be cancelled. He's not gonna lose Acolytes too quickly. He can go for the towers right now.
Oh, this one will be cancelled. The others in the back are still not updated. He's trying to defend this with Militia, but the Lich is there for Nova. And what can Militia really do against Nova? Not too much. Also, this Footman, I think he will be forced into a Town Portal. DK defends this almost alone. Oh, nice call to save this ghoul. The statue is still alive as well. Infi can't do much damage here.
DK's not level 3 yet. If he was, this would be easier. He's so close, but he's not quite there. And these, like... Actually, these footies are reigning supreme in the main, but he is getting a lot of damage here. He's killing the towers on the other side of the map, but this is all time that the Undead is also not attacking, so I think Infi's totally fine with this.
That's right. Now the statue goes down, and still no level 3. Finally the first Footman kill. Defense upgrade so great. And what can the Lich do here? The economy is not completely wrecked. He lost a lot of towers in upgrade, but he keeps the Arcane Tower alive. That means no Nova anymore. That's a lot less damage. And he's going for the Haunted Gold Mine. Does he have enough firepower?
Does the Lich have the TP?
I don't think so. Nope, he's stuck there.
Uh-oh. But I don't think the damage is enough to kill the Haunted Gold Mine. Alright. 1-0 is starting to stabilize, but still only tier 2. He lost a lot of Acolytes, Ghouls. He's gonna lose another one here, perhaps. Economy definitely shreked, but so is the human economy. So honestly, I don't know if anyone's really that favored at the moment.
Yeah, I think that the delayed tier 3 is the big thing here for Infi, and now he has a shot, gets level 4. Now Militia are coming in with the rest of the army. Is he able to get these two fiends, man? There's no Unholy Aura, there's no coil at the moment.
The Archmage could chase him down, but also pretty low. First fiend late to micro, a rare mistake by 1-0, but might just have been in time regardless.
Everything is super duper low. If the Archmage would have boots now and then spawn the Water Elemental up front, but at this moment he gets away, and now there's the DK with coil. He actually turns around, tries to kite, but what a surround by Infi! He used the coil, there's cooldown on him, swaps the town portal, doesn't swap the town portal. Okay, here comes the coil now. Not enough damage from this one. Tries to go for the surround again. Here's the Stormbolt. Oh boy, this is so risky, man. Is 1-0 actually losing this game? He's trying to coil out and succeeds.
A lot of mana on this DK. He already used 3? No, I think 2 so far, and he has still 2 more. Of course, the Undead here, total map control still for him. The Lich is almost level 3, man. He killed so many footies, so many peasants in this like split aggression across the map at the expansion for the human and in the main base for the Undead that he got a lot of kills. Arcane Sanctum's coming up. This is not gonna be greedy tier 3 rush play by the human. He needs something to hold on right now.
Indeed, he wants the breakers because there's nothing he can do against that basically. Next Stormbolt wants to keep the number of fiends low, but the coils are always there to counter it. Next Nova into all the footmen, and he escapes with that fiend! Sick micro by 1-0. Wait, but will we see a surround? We do see the surround, and this has to be the town ball. He can't coil out. He's trying to, but he doesn't succeed this time. And yeah, this is finally some time for Infi to breathe and get his breakers up.
Alright, Undead main base. Is this like Happy style double slaughterhouse?
No, single.
Nope. So it's not gonna be like such a massive destroyer push late tier 3 for the Undead. How does he choose to follow this up? In rare occasions, Undeads can be okay 1 base versus 2 if they creep like the entire map with their tier 3 advantage, leave no creeps for the humans. That means MK and Paladin will be super low level, super like irrelevant in the late game, and even if you're down 10-15 supply, that's okay, because MK and Paladin will be so weak. And it's Echo Isle, of course, not that many camps left. MK will at least hit level 2 now though.
To that, on the way to level 3, the item is of course important. Pendant of Energy would be great. Ring of Regeneration in this matchup, I think. Definitely wants to sell this. Another ring for the Lich, who is level 3 now. So Coil Nova just became a lot better. The big thing is he still doesn't have the Orb of Corruption, and the human army is pretty tanky with the Defend Footman. Still no magic damage on 1-2-0's side. Plus the breakers will come out. So, and he has to go back for the orb. So I guess the next fight will not happen with the -5 armor.
I am in the main. Does he have Blizzard? No. Okay, only Water Elemental. That's pretty annoying, but the tech is about to finish. Even if he does, he lose Acolytes here. It's not going to be too costly. Lich moving in. MK still creeping. Oh, everything is really hurt here. This is only 2 guard towers. This is not too much defense. Gonna kill another few.
Almost surrounds the Archmage here. Super duper close. He's trying to squeeze out, and with the help of the forest, oh boy, he gets out there. I never thought that would be possible. Mountain King still no level 3, and there's so many fiends now. So much damage. Despite the lack of the orb, he's trying to get his breakers out, but the Nova and Calls is hitting him, decimating the caster army, and all of a sudden Infi is struggling so hard against this.
Infi just needs a little more time. Give me like a minute or 2. I need a Paladin. I need Knights. But he's not being given any time, even without the Orb of Corruption. The masterpiece, the most impressive weapon that Undead has. He's still finding so much damage in here. 3 statues. Might start morphing them into destroyers. Of course, upgrade not done yet. Still a Scroll of the Beast, which could also come in big, but of course against Breaker, don't want to give that over, I guess. Shop in trouble as well. The Stormbolt level 1 really isn't dangerous at all at the moment.
That's true. But is there another coil? Yes. 3. The mana management is so incredibly... Oh man, how does he do it? To always have mana when he needs it. What's his secret here? I don't know. But there's destroyers in the air. Finally, we have magic damage. We have the Orb of Annihilation online. Do we have backpack on the fiends? Yes, so he can bring the orb now from a new unit. And the shop is gone. No more breakers.
Paladin, though, is finally done. He's walking his way down south, and the Archmage shop control for him. Gonna get an invul here. I imagine he needs it. Those heroes are strong. Tome of Retraining. All right.
Okay, you will have a great position, but another Nova is level 4 on the Lich, man. So much experience, he killed so much. How long? And can he zone him a bit with his Blizzard? Here we see it for the first time. Oh, DK, is he stuck? He's stuck! He has to TP out again for the second time. Paladin's in trouble, oh my god! He calls him, nukes him down, and escapes with a DK thanks to one invul potion. Great execution by 1-0.
Does he have level 2 or 1 aura? Level 2 aura. Okay, so no death pact. Good save there with the invul, giving it over. Level 1 paladin dead. He's so weak this late in the game, and the orb of corruption is there. He brought it over with the backpack upgrade. And look at this army, it's 2 breakers, man.
It's ridiculously low. Blizzard has to do miracles here. He's more priest, but what can the priest do? The only damage he has is Stormbolt Blizzard now.
That split push looked so good for Infi. It seemed like he bought enough time for his tier 3 and everything to come up, but then the Undead moves over, puts his boot on the neck of Infi, never letting go of that pressure, and he took so many losses economy-wise. The peasants have died in huge numbers. He's gonna get rid of the Sanctum here.
The big problem here is the statues. Like, the damage of the Blizzard is good, but the statues mean infinite coil, infinite nova, and infinite health. He constantly heals against this, finally with the help of Bash, but there's a coil again, and he can't even kill a single fiend, even with the Holy Light and Bold.
And he's so far ahead in this game army-wise. He doesn't even need a third hero. He's fine playing this 2 heroes versus 3. His army's just way too big. Now, once there are like, let's say, he needs a lot of knights. He needs like 8 knights.
Okay.
Then
2018.
Then Infi can win, but how is he gonna get the time for this? Well, he's chipping away at this army. Everything's starting to drop low. This Blizzard was a really good choice.
Yeah, but nice micro by 1-0, saving everything. How much mana is left? Okay, now he's out. Next Blizzard is coming in though. Brilliance Aura level 2 helps tremendously. There's a shot back there, so he can go for Clarities. Gets another breaker here. Snipes are so good. Never overcommitting. Here we go. Mountain King in trouble. So are the Fiends though, but I think he's committing there. And he blocks himself with a Paladin. Oh, what a stab!
On 10 HP, just barely nick of time. Koilova instead finishes the Knight. I guess he was sure he wasn't gonna get the MK, but still. First A-bomb coming in now as well. May not want to run into the towers, but, well, does it really matter? He has so much stuff. AM not eating the Nova, instead it's the peasants. He's going for those peasants over and over. He's dealt so much damage to this economy. And yeah, he can't spam the Blizzard too easily anymore. But with the shop in the back here, really nice positioning with the Clarities, it is made possible.
Nova into the Archmage, but he has a health potion. He's not in danger of being Coil Nova. Still so many coils there. He's trying to go for the Lich, but as I said, there's always healing for the Undead. He's dropping lower and lower, though. A heal scroll would be tremendously great. Those statues. I think MVPs of this game are the statues.
Yeah, I do agree. I think 1-0 could expand behind this, like just keep this container and expand on your side, but he's very low on lumber, may not want to reproduce ghouls. And also no third hero yet, so I think lumber really is the issue. Finally he finds another kill here. I think he only killed
Ever that was the first one?
But there's at least one more fiend died, maybe even 2.
Now we have a dark.
Finally.
That took him forever, like 17 minutes to get the third hero here, and still, even without the silence, MK and Paladin couldn't nuke too much.
Yep. And again he stole the invul. Once more, these heroes, man, they have to live in constant danger, in constant fear. The AM, the MK, and the Paladin. Farms trying to block off here, trying to do a little bit of Sim City, but it is gonna be cancelled. Infi would love nothing more than just a little more time. Just a little more time. Let me creep up a little. Let me get those knights out. But 1-0 doesn't look like he wants to give him that time. Almost level 5 DK already.
Yeah, Lich level 4 as well. He's being revealed now, but it should be very obvious, and he can't really contest that. The Gargantuan Sea Turtle drops down. NP. Oh, yes. Gyrocopter's coming now, and he does backstep him here, trying to force a town boil. This Blizzard should rock a lot. And it's 4 knights now. But now, okay, the web is so strong. The destroyers are no threat at all. And the silence kicks in.
Yeah, it's not enough knights. He is more. 4 is not enough, especially when there's level 5 DK. Look at the Coil Nova. He could definitely execute this one. No Nova, so the Knight will survive. But the Gyros also, he doesn't have enough. He needs a little more stuff. And that was, I think, the first decently big mistake from Infi. That was an engagement he shouldn't have gone for yet.
Yeah, the critical mass was not there, neither on the Gyros nor on the Knights / Breakers. And now he's back, trapped at his expansion, and tries to hold this from here.
Alright, might be able to get another kill here on the Fiend, but no, Coil arrives once again. Gyros being webbed out of the air, one after the other. The destroyers are micro to the back, they are still not falling. Nice Blizzard, that is a lot of damage right there. But he's moving back as 1-2-0. Nice silence on the MK, won't be able to execute one of those Fiends. And again, the chip damage coming in. Those Fiends are starting to get low, but still the statue's healing and healing away. The sustain is absolutely crazy.
That's true. He got an Abomination though, that was a pretty big kill, so the tank is gone. Is he overstaying his welcome here, 1-2-0? How's the mana situation? We do have a Holy Light Badge, goes on to the DK. Can he finally force that town portal? He does have Stormbolt, so maybe he wants to go for it again. Blizzard rocking through the Fiends, who's dropping lower and lower. But there's no connection to those statues, and he rebuilds them, gets another Knight, and trading Fiends against Knights, man, it's just good. Can do it all the time.
Another Fiend lost. That one, however, was denied with the Dark Ritual. I think Infi needs more staffs. But get like triple staff. I don't know, maybe it's on cooldown or something. And you know, he needs to be efficient. It's ridiculous. He's the guy who's up a base, but he's the guy having to be efficient, having to manage his resources more so than the Undead, who is a Lich level 5? Yeah, right?
Not yet.
No, but close to it. The nuke is so damn dangerous. This Fiend? Not gonna die.
Yeah, there's a coil. There's always a coil. This time the staff was nice. Silence on all three heroes. The silences were great against Orc Worker already, but now it really shines how effectful this Dark Ranger is. And he's positioning himself so well to constantly catch the reinforcements if he so desires.
The main gold mine should be running dry pretty soon, right? And there's no counter expo for the Undead. Okay, getting close to it, so...
2000. Since the harass of Infi saved him a little gold for the late game. It's 4 statues now, by the way. Even if he loses 2, like, it's still enough.
But it seems to me like Infi might be stabilizing here. He's not hemorrhaging too many units anymore. He's at 76 supply. This is starting to be a pretty good army. We have 5 knights, they're moving, and he's gonna get one of those statues. Finally, the first statue, I think he killed this game. And now, Fiends starting to fall. Is he turning this game around? Next kill coming his way. Coil for once, not in time. Holy Light finds the kill before, and 1-2-0 is driven away. Finally.
The resiliency of Infi to stay in his base for so long, and finally, he has the critical mass. Now, where are the gyrocopters? Where are they flying in? The Fiends, as you said, only 5 of them remaining, and the Knights are eating through them. Now, the Dark Ranger, man, holy shit, that nuke! Finally, no coil available. Was on cooldown at level 2 for the Paladin, which makes it so much easier for him to survive.
And he's chasing them down now. Gyros and Knights both very fast. Even with the Unholy Aura, you can catch up. MK though, no boots for him, so he might not quite be in range for the next Stormbolt. He's out of mana anyways at the moment. But the Knights, they're smelling blood in the water, looking for more kills. Those Fiends, they're starting to disappear. And it is Infi taking the supply lead for the first time in a long time. He denies the Fiend, but still it dies. It's gone. It won't be coming back.
Yeah, the counter expansion by 1-0, man. This is toast. The Knight damage will be enough with Blizzard together. He can scratch that.
Absolutely. Infi, man, staying in this, surviving for so long. And now, finally, it is his time to shine. MK, by the way, very close to level 3, but will have to be staffed out now, not die. The Knights starting to drop below. Holy Light is there. Only level 1 Holy Light, though. And don't forget about that nuke. Still dangerous. He can also eat Fiends or the A-bomb for more mana, for more Nova. Dark Ranger back already. She's only level 1. Didn't take long for her to be on the battlefield again, but more Fiends are dying. So might the Knights be... Where's the Frost Armor, I wonder? Should definitely be worth the cast. But not at the moment. But so many Knights, he doesn't have the damage output at the moment to deal with them.
The gyrocopters are kind of like dead supplies, so they don't do anything against them except feed the undead heroes. But still no level 5 Lich. It would be such a great upgrade. And the Mountain King is back, I guess. He was missing hard in the last fight. That's why 1-0 was able to survive this and kind of came back and killed a bit. But once the triple hero combo of humans are reunited, it's 50 supply now for 1-0. He lost 20 supply in the last fight.
But he has 5/5 heroes.
Yeah.
So they carry a lot of weight, and they're definitely worth more than 5 supply. And here goes the Acolyte again.
Exactly. Main gold mine is down. Pendant of Energy being bought at the marketplace. Big investments. Giving it over to the Mountain King for 2 more Storm Bolts here. We have 1 heal scroll and finally an Invo potion. And he listens to you with more stabs.
Speaking of Invul, this is a big deal in the middle. I think he was able to steal the Invul, right?
No,
It's on cooldown. Okay.
Yeah, he got it before. So, expansion coming up again. Gyro, scout this.
He's camping on 50 supply.
Yeah.
How is he not afraid of having to defend?
He has 1,000 gold.
Right, he's spending it now.
Alright, 57. There's no upkeep that holds him down because he has no income at the moment. So, what's he buying? Fiends and statues. No, A-bombs. Alright.
Dark Ranger can creep her way to level 3. If you hit like a 2 hero science on MK and Paladin to start the fight, that is really good. So Infi should try to split those.
Paladin on his way to level 3 as well, but it's a long way. He'll scroll an Invo potion for him, plus of course Divine Shield, and the Invo potion is still not back.
Upgrades on the Knights should be pretty good at this point, I think. It's Fiends at 1-0, Knights at 2-3.
11 armor, holy shit. I mean, it's basically 6 because you're attacking with the Lich as well, but still 6 armor is still great.
I think the right choice for 1-0 should be in this fight is hero focus. These Knights are just way too hard to bring down, and there's so many of them. Even if you kill like 4, which is gonna be hard enough, there's still gonna be enough left to put up a good fight.
Ring of Regeneration at this point of the game, absolutely useless. But what do you really want to focus? There's a staff here, there is 2 rings of protection here, and there's a... Oh, where's the Paladin? There we go. And there's a staff on the Paladin, plus a heal scroll and some invulns and heal potions. To focus the hero here, mission impossible.
These heroes are so strong. I think it's the right choice. Triple silence, by the way, to start this fight. Nothing can be cast for the human, not at the moment. We have tanks coming in to start with. First Fiend is down. The Knight front line is so strong. They are 3-3 or they're about to be. Going for the A-bomb first and the damage. Also the Blizzard, very nice coming into the back line. He's trying to focus the heroes, but good micro by Infi, forcing them back. But the Paladin, he's pretty low, and once he's gone, there's no more healing in this army. He heals up his own A-bomb, however, instead with the Death Coil, and saving that Knight as well with a stab. The tank should be wailing away at this expansion, and he can't really afford the Lich in trouble. He coils the Knight, what's he doing? But he has the invo, so he will stay alive in this. This one tank, man, what a beautiful choice. I rarely say this about tanks, but this is really nice. Lich in the front line, again, this time he's gonna be getting coiled. He's close to a surround, and he's going for the Knight. I really don't think this is the right choice, Lich. Once again, he's living on the edge here, really finding himself in trouble all the time, it seems. He needs to kill his tank. He feels he needs to kill this tank, but is it even gonna be in time? There's another one coming from the main. Infi, he made
the Lich coil in the last second. The main damage there. Here comes the second tank, and this should be it. He's all inning here with all the workers. Is it enough? It is enough. He kills the gold mine, and all the army is low as well. This should be it, man. Infi is taking this as it seems, but there's still the triple hero online.
No coil at the moment though, and this is where human shines. Like once the hero levels get the mana gets low, of course, the Brilliance Aura has such a big edge. And now level 5 on the AM. Blizzard just got stronger. Needs to go for some hero kills, but Paladin realizes it and goes for the Divine Shield right away. Losing more and more stat here. This looks like the beginning of the end. DK in trouble. Is he gonna be forced into the TP? He gets safely to the back line. The Knights eating that focus fire, but with all those upgrades, they are just so damn tanky.
We do have one more coil. There's no Nova. Okay, we'll be there soon. But the level 3 Blizzard is such a big upgrade, and he uses that one coil to not hit a Fiend with it. Oh, this looks like it, man. This looks like it. And also the addition of the Pendant of Energy was so good. Gets another bash out, another Fiend that denied, though. He's trying to go for the Haunted Gold Mine again, but this is, again, not possible. The tanks have been sent back, I guess.
If we look at the supply, shout out to Todd, it's looking very good for the human player. He's up doubling his opponent at the moment, and now these heroes have suddenly become dangerous for the human. Where's the next Stormbolt gonna fly? He doesn't have the mana currently, but that's gonna change in just a moment. And he doesn't need to win the game right here. He's the one in the driver's seat. The Undead is actually re-expanding, but for the time being, he doesn't have any gold income.
Yeah, but neither of the players have income right now. Infi's expansion is also empty, but he calls for the GG, immediately calls for Amazonia, but what an upset here by Infi. Overcoming the odds. I mean, he was suffering so hard. You remember NSL 3-1, he lost 3 games in less than 20 minutes combined. and now it shows the old strength of Infi to sit back and wait and hold on and try so hard to somehow get this critical mass of knights and gyros, and that was exactly what happened here today in the first map.
But I think that was a really cool game, really enjoyable. It was so close, just barely hanging on was the human. 1-0 was so often so close to actually breaking him, but couldn't quite do it. I think 1-0 made one big mistake this game. He could have transitioned into Banshees when he was sieging there for such a long time. Now he would have had to make a ghoul or maybe even 2 more to have the lumber for that. So it would have been quite a bit of money going into the Banshees, but I think his army was strong enough to still be able to hold the contain, even if he invests into Banshees. If he had Banshees, when finally Infi had like 75 supply, that fight looks totally different. But of course, didn't do that. He went for more destroyers, more statues, more fiends. Is he flustered by this? He was in such a strong position. Seemed like he was about to break the neck of Infi, but he just wouldn't die.
What a throwback to 2014 and 15. We saw the same thing happening to WFZ over and over and over and over again before 1-0 found the solution to finally execute humans before they get to this critical mass. But the Iceman seems to be back. Next map, Amazonia, is very, very hard for human though as well.
Yeah. Most importantly, is it the most important? Well, definitely a factor is no Mercamp support. But speaking of that, did we see any mercenaries by Infi? I don't think we saw a single one.
True that.
He only crept it once the MK was out, of course, but even then he didn't. But of course, once the MK is out and creeping, usually under tier 3 is done, and mercenaries against tier 3 is pretty damn bad. So it was not necessarily a factor on Echo Isles, but it can be a factor, and on AZ you just don't have the time to creep that at all, like until very, very late into the game. Very close, however, to the Undead base is the expansion for the human. Something we see oftentimes here is wagon pushes, actually.
Oh yeah.
Especially Europeans like doing that, go double slaughterhouse, and then human has to be very, very scared of like the destroyer timing. They put the towers all behind the expansion, and then guess what? I'm not gonna go for the towers, I'm just gonna throw corpses at you and gonna start stinking this place up.
Yeah.
And that can be very effective, but you want to see, you're not like the biggest fan of wagon pushes.
That's true. He's really relying on his destroyers, and I think he only goes for it if he has to or really has to, and there's no other solution. I have seen it on Amazonia quite a lot though. So
yeah, definitely one of the best maps for it. Also, there's like trees next to the expansion for the humans, so you can buy a Zeppelin as the Undead. And when the Archmage comes to rest, you can load up the wagons into the Zeppelin, fly above the trees, can't be harassed anymore. So you know, there's a lot of nifty little tricks you can go for. And yeah, it's his map choice. He has a good feeling about this.
Definitely. Before the second map starts, thank you very much, X Swap, for a half a year of subscription. He says hi. We say hi back. And of course, every support is much appreciated here from Shanghai, China.
Infi though, that was really strong showing. Like when he went
Infi, I've seen it a lot.
When he went for the creep check, I was like, oh, too bad, man. That was his one mistake. He may have lost the game right here. But it was a mistake, but it didn't lose in the game. Almost, but not quite. And maybe 1-0 in the end being a little too stubborn, like not deviating from his plan of just cracking him. But at the same time, I don't blame him. It was so close.
It was so I think there was this one timing where, like the one fight where he lost 2 fiends. Before that, he had this aura of, you're not able to kill anything from my army. You know, when the coils were in time, the statues healed so much, but then with the Blizzard Edition, which was really smart, with the Blizzard Edition, he was able to do that damage on over time, the entire time, and then finally, boom, crack in the shield, first fiend down, boom, second fiend down. And from then on, Infi finally had the momentum, got the critical mass of knights, and yeah.
And you mentioned it, the Blizzard, that was really key in holding that. There's no way
freaking way
he survives with water elements, not at all. By the way, you know what also made a big difference in that game, which rarely ever does, is him not picking Death Pact. it's only like 0.5 HP per second difference, but when you're sieging for like 6 minutes, that adds up.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely true. So, I really want one of those shirts, man. Of those Frozen Throne shirts. Infi this year has already won a tournament, CIG, which was basically a big tournament that nobody saw. We heard the announcement like one day before the tournament. His biggest opponent there was Fly, but third place went to Teddy, like a player I have never in my life heard before. We don't even know the results of the third quarterfinal, so that shows you the level of play there at CIG. That was his only tournament win, I guess, in a long time. Is it starting? Oh, I see. Do you see the maps again? Yeah. So Terrastan is out and Ancient Isles is out.
Yeah, pretty obvious. Vito's TS very bad for Undead. AI always bad for human, it seems.
Yeah.
And don't let the pictures fool you. We are going to Amazonia, not to Echo Isles again. That would be kind of weird.
That would be a little unfair. And yeah, not the smartest choice by 120.
Iceman, is he gonna be sitting on the Frozen Throne by the end of this? He would be the first one to defend his title.
Well, not defend, but to get it the title twice.
Yeah, that's true. That is in fact true, Neil. That's good that you're here to double check on me.
120 could be the first one to get it, to get the title twice and defend it, as he is our current reigning and defending GCS champion.
Yeah. The young Undead superstar, one of the most talented players ever, if we're supposed to believe what he says. And he told me that he practices like 2 hours a day, but not every day, like every other day. So I wonder if that's true. If it is, it makes it even more ridiculous. 120, he really the first guy ever to show, you know what? And it is strong, actually. Who would have thought? After TED, of course, won WCG, but he never had like this dominant form where we were saying, "Yep, that's the best player in the world right there." But 120, maybe the first guy since 2006 that were really like, wow, an Undead superstar, Undead best player in the world being an Undead, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And he's going for the TED build, as is of course standard in this matchup. Early DK followed up by Fiends later on. Now, this expo much harder to take than it was on Echo Isles, and the early harass totally fell flat for the DK. He was not able to achieve anything there. And I assume he's again gonna try to go for some creeping, but again, Infi, man, he's on top of his game. He knows this is about to happen.
And I think with the 2-0 against Colorful and now the 1-0 victory over 120 in the first map, maybe he finds his confidence back in this tournament that fell short for so many months now, where he wasn't the same anymore after some losses. Again, especially against the Orcs, he was really desperate after some time, and then it kind of started a downward spiral. So this is fairly normal nowadays. I think Romantic started it to go for the Merchant first and then for the expansion quite a bit later.
Interesting. Okay, he's gonna go for the Trolls first here. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be slower than the more traditional creep route, which is Lab first, into Green Camp, into maybe Murlocs, into the expansion. And 120, yeah, his skeletons are close to the gold mine. Don't see anything, but the DK now is gonna find the Archmage, but not before the big creep is already gone. So got the experience there. But I think the DK with the simultaneous creeping is still gonna reach level 2 here, which is of course crucial for the aura.
I do agree. Level 2 Archmage here as well with replenishment potion. The skeletons expire though. Will he get the rogue? It's gonna be close, especially since he gets the damage on this one. Yeah, I think he's gonna get it.
Acolyte hero.
Though.
The Acolyte damage.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the last hit.
Yeah, that's big.
Don't steal it from him. Nice.
No, that's level 2 for him, but he's trapped now. This is an absolute TP. Infi like pushes him into a corner, and that's so much time now for him to creep this. I mean, Militia Duration is halfway through already, but it still should be enough as there's no decay, there's no Acolyte, there's no Fiend.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Melissa might be running out, but still enough damage. No problem. DK is gonna be too late to do anything of too much significance here in the AM. This is gonna be his level 3. And a great item possibly to come with that.
Sorry, went well. Against the DK, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially
Actually,
since-
well timed.
Especially when there's no statues around, so in the early stages of the siege, then it can be really good and kill you 2 fiends. Like, not directly, but you know, indirectly.
Alright, more and more creeping being done by the DK. This time he wasn't able to harass the expansion being crept and wouldn't have been able to do anything. Nice, he finds it as well, the replenishment potion, always appreciated by undeads, if they of course don't have those replenishment items from their own shops.
But what a mistake by 120. Why is he going in there? He must have seen the human army coming. Or at least expecting.
He really wanted to get that experience there, was important, and he didn't know that the Acolyte could get it by itself, because of course he needed the level 2, and Infi, man, punishing like a slight little mistake like that. But the DK still is basically level 3 now.
Yeah, he is level 3 and the expansion is coming up, and he still has a good amount of footmen. This should be easy to defend. As we have a lot of HP bar bugs today, unfortunately. Sorry about that. But yeah, he is close to level 3. He needs like 2 footmen.
Yeah, 1 peasant is in fact enough.
1 peasant is enough, exactly. And there's no tower up yet. Oh, nice round by Infi, man. Dude. Right off the bat. Starts this fight off perfectly. Does he have the time? Will he be able to fight out? No, no way against 2 Waterlemans. He still gets the kill though, and that's level 3 for him.
Still, Fiend killed is painful. Nicely sending in the skeletons here, identifying the weakness of one of those peasants. A little bit of damage here and there. I imagine tier 3 has started for the undead. A lot. No! Again!
Lich is out though, and Slaughterhouse preferred over the tier 3. Still no tier 2 by Infi. Also no lumber mill. This is only arcane towers that he's able to get in. What a pull, man! Like from this camp over the tavern.
Yeah, man, those kobolds, they don't mess around.
Alright.
And the AM able to creep so much right now. Of course, level 2 aura is really nice and all, but he's also taking a lot of camps away from his second hero. I'm not sure that I'm the biggest fan of this. For example, right now, he could be on the opposite side of the map for the undead and be harassing in the main, and then the tech wouldn't be happening, which I assume it is. And he's finding more and more peasant kills here as well, but the Arcane Vault will finish. But that was 4 peasants. That's really good damage.
But here comes the cavalry. Can he get us around again? He's looking for the DK. Second chance with the Fiend. Very well done. Oh, opens it up again. No Stormbolt available, of course. And he's trying to go for it. Ah, the micro slips a bit this time. He had such a great start, but now a few mistakes here and there.
And the DK left the Fiend to the right to just die. He could have totally saved it, but he was probably a little afraid of getting surrounded on the DK, which you can't afford without a TP. But he could have saved it, so 120 showing chinks in his armor that we didn't thought existed.
Yeah, he was choking at WCA 2015 already when he went in there as a big favorite and then eliminated in the group stage. And it's pretty hard on him as it seems right now. The first statue is there, but he cannot lose this one.
He has already lost 2 Fiends, usually against a player like Infi that is close to GG.
Look at the amount of footmen. It's so hard to run away from that. Oh, he's going for more.
He's got another one!
It's so well done. Many losses on 120's side. He's trying to find out, but level 4 on the Archmage now. More water. Another one! Tremendous surrounds. He's losing footmen. If you trade one-on-one, it doesn't really matter.
And even if he kills the footy, somehow the surround still sticks. It seems like this game everything is clicking for TA, for Infi, excuse me. And after so many Fiend kills, like this, there should be no way, honestly.
Yeah, he needs the
1-0 can win this.
He needs the piercing damage against the economy, against the towers. What's he supposed to do now? He can't maybe go for some kind of a destroyer push, but the tech is only halfway through, and he gets another one!
What is this, number 5?
I don't know, man. I can't count that high.
He kills the footy, but still surround sticks. He's not giving up these surrounds, not today. If he loses the statue as well.
Wow.
No!
Oh, that would have been too much when 4 units around, but almost.
Dude. What is up with Infi? This guy be crazy.
That was the last coil. He can block again. He's trying to save that feed, but the block is always there. That's insane, Microman. Next level shit. And he gets the damage from the Archmage and Water Elemental and kills another fiend. Demolition.
I don't think 120 has lost so many fiends in his life against human. Infi is putting on a clinic, and 120 making mistakes that, yeah, usually really don't happen, but I guess he is human after all. And Infi, he must be thinking, what happened? He's probably looking to the left of him on the stage. He's like, that's not 120, right? He's looking over. Did maybe Atheist P come in here? Is he like, was he just replaced? Who's playing this? Is this Remo? What's going on? Because yeah, this is disastrous. This is disastrous.
Infi totally sees the Matrix right now. Like, he has the supervision. Everything that he wants to do, it works. And he got like what feels like 20 surrounds without a single Stormbolt. And now Stormbolt comes in. It's just getting easier for him at this point.
He's even going for the Sanctum. I really don't think he needs it this time. And Griffins.
Yeah, pretty normal tactic on AZ to go for Hawks and Griffins later. Hawks against the Destroyer, even though Shackles don't work, but the piercing damage does. And with a low amount of Fiends, you can easily support that.
And he even gets to creep now.
That is giant strength.
What do you do from this position? 120 is really not used to being so far behind in the game. Does he know what to do in a spot like this? At the moment he's shooting at buildings with masonry with fiends. So not extremely effective, but it will add up here, the damage over time. But the AM closing in on level 5, MK about to hit level 2, he's gonna steal the natural perhaps from the Undead, picking up a big combat item.
He actually does that. He does have the time to do so, as there are 3 towers back there. The Sanctum, as you said, it's not that important now that tier 3 is closing in and he can get Knights. So he just sacrifices the Sanctum for this item, which I think can be totally worth it if it's a big mana potion. And big invul, also great. Alright. Is he giving him too much time?
Who?
Infi 120. Oh, TP.
I mean,
and the Stormbolt is kicking in. Oh boy, where is it? I'm just waiting for it to hit it on the ledge, but no.
Going for the Fiend, 5-second stun. Not quite enough, though the coil will be there to save it. And at the moment, the Undead is absolutely stronger. Still, for the most part, only tier 1 stuff for the human player. He has a second hero and he has some mercenaries, but that is not strong. Not so late into the game. No third hero yet for the Undead. He is at 50 supply, however. And so is Infi, close to it anyways. Paladin should be on the menu right now. But first, he seems to be going for something else.
Yeah, what's he doing? Okay, Knights now, no Paladin. Also no Hippo, no Griffins just yet. Or Hawks, nothing. I think this could be a turnaround.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the Griffins. I think just Gyros and Knights would do it, just mass it like game. Oh, that's Paladins out already, I didn't see that. But yeah, he needs to buy time, and it's not like on Echo Isles where the gold peon line was exposed. They're all safely tucked away back there in the corner. And again, we have the Blizzard, which served him so well on map number 1. The Troll in trouble. Holy Light will save it though. And Blizzard raining down from the skies. Fiend number 2 is gonna... not Fiend number 2, Fiend number, what is this, 7 maybe? This time they have died in great numbers indeed. And look at this small human army. At number 1, he couldn't do anything with this paltry little force. The heroes were out of control, and so many fiends, so many statues as well. This is a totally different game now.
He out-leveled him so hard with the AM, and level 3 Blizzard is so strong. We see the Dark Ranger now, so disable against Holy Light Stormbolt Blizzard combo. But, okay, will we see the triple silence already? He's suffering hard, but he does have a good amount of statues. But can he break this? He's trying to get rid of the shop, obviously, to deny potions and stuff.
He's so far from breaking this. He hasn't killed a single tower. He hasn't even killed a shop. He killed the Arcane, the Sanctum, but I mean, who cares about that? So easy. This game, it's so much easier for Infi to just buy time. And once again, when it's like 75 supply Knights, I don't see the Undead doing much here.
Okay. How many upgrades do we have? 1 already. So there is enough armor to withstand the Orb of Corruption. But yeah, this time he's a little more patient. Oh, invested Coil and Nova for one night. He can't allow Infi to break like 5 nights or something. And again, everything is healed up. Blizzard doesn't do too much now. If you can't get rid of the blacksmith, that means no knights, right?
Yeah, I think so, right?
I'm pretty sure about
It's actually a big deal then.
Yeah, and it doesn't get the upgrade here.
Yeah, alright, that's not bad. That's a really good pickup he's finding here.
Did he queue a lot? No, just one.
He has so much money. Why isn't Infi spending his money? He's floating at around 1,000 all this time. I think he's starting to be a little careless here.
Told you that might have been the start of the turnaround. He's going for double workshop. Okay, now it's gyro time. And he's rebuilding the blacksmith, who definitely needs it. 2 destroyers in the air, they are the big threat. In the past game we've only seen 1 destroyer, then he had a good amount of gyrocopters and he couldn't whip too many of them. Well, it worked at first, but at one point they were totally overwhelming. He's trying to buy time, but look, we have seen the same amount of experience for the Archmage for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so since the siege started. And now it's time to kill the towers. Level 3 masonry though. That's where his money went into early on.
But he's still at 1.5k gold. Dude, spend your money! The knight here is in trouble because the staff is on cooldown still, and he's helping.
Oh, beautiful!
Hold position, this guy's dead. Unless, well, the staff should be ready again. 15 seconds of invul. Oh, it might be close though. He's opening it up. Yeah.
Oh, again! What a nice move! Debated! Well, with the DK is losing quite a bit of HP. He doesn't have any items here, so he has to let go and now the staff.
Oh yes, double step. I didn't see that. Okay.
Both steps are ready again. 5 towers there, plus the arcane.
Still 1.5k gold. Infi, don't throw this game.
It would be so sick if he comes back from this. Still, Infi doesn't have.
He's still not producing.
Crazy man.
What is going on here?
He doesn't even have the amount of farms. Now he's breaking, but he can only go up at 60 because he doesn't have that much farms, that many farms. Is he building them somewhere? No. Weird game.
Like, if this wasn't Infi, I would say maybe this guy's getting nervous. But Infi doesn't get nervous.
Infi doesn't know the word nervous.
He's now supply stuck. He's making macro mistakes.
Yeah. Told you, man, he doesn't have the farms. Where are the farms? He didn't start them yet. Maybe he's power building one now, and I don't want to go into the base again.
And the AM, by the way, he's almost out of mana. He can't spam the Blizzard as much anymore. That's the last one for a while.
But when he's trapped there's no shot.
But he does have pot, heal pot, and invul pot.
Yeah, but no clarity.
So close to 5 men, but he just can't get there.
So hard to watch how this Archmage is stuck at his level 4.
Infi doing a so-called impression, being supply stuck and floating 1k gold this entire game, it seems.
He's doing so much damage to the tunnel, there's no repair from Infi anyway. Now the Griffins are there, but there must be web.
Yeah, he has to expect this after not seeing any units for such a long time. And you know, even if he didn't, he can upgrade it now because at the moment the Griffins are no threat. You need like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them. And it's gonna be a while before we have that.
Only 1 gyrocopter, second Griffin coming in. He spends a lot of money now and he built a lot of farms, so he can finally go up to 70. 120, 66. He's following Infi up to the 70 supply. But as you said, he needs that time. But he is going away from the expansion, gives him time to repair and to breathe a little.
Is the Lich? He's probably level 3, level 4, so not level 5.
Archmage out of range for Nova. Still level 5. Yeah, it's level 3.
4 destroyers now. Good damage. Oh, is he gonna try to bust this? He doesn't have mana on them though. He had to. They were healing all the time, so they were out of mana, and that is now a very good fighting position for Infi. He's coming from the back, but he's pretty late. We have the gyros in first, but the ground army is trailing behind a little bit, and repositioning makes it so that the human does not quite want to engage yet. Here we go, those Stormbolt, gyros, blizzard, everything coming in. Where are the knights? Though I don't see any at the moment. They're in the back line. Even Militia in this late game fight. Here we go. Finally, there's the ground army. They're late to the party, but they will arrive. Silence cancels the blizzard, but Bolt and Knights makes life very difficult for those fiends. Another one dies, and finally we have the level 5.
And now look at the gyrocopters, man. There's no Pandemic Brewmaster to save them. All the destroyers are super hurt. Flak cannons, obviously. Oh my god. This is gonna be 20 supply dying here if he does it correctly. First fiend down, and he follows them. There is web. So good fight so far by 1-0 to kite this. Infi has to wait a little bit, but now he's back. Can he kite them all again? Can he web them all again?
It's too many. It's too many. He can't wear them all. And now they're all starting to fall. Level ups en masse for the human side. Fiends dying, destroyers dying, everything's dying, and the blizzard's coming in. It's too much now. GG. Infi takes it 2-0. He made us sweat a little bit here. I wonder if he was sweating, making that game closer than it needed to be, I think. But still, very strong by him. 2-0 against the champ.
What a phenomenal game by Infi. This is the shape of Infi that everybody's scared about. Like, if Infi is like this, then maybe there's nobody in the world who can beat him. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, 1-0 wiped the floor with Infi, as I said, in 20 minutes, 3 maps in 20 minutes, and now this didn't even look, okay, it looked close at one point, but the early game, absolutely sick surrounds by Infi.
Yeah, Infi played really well. He made macro mistakes. That was his mistake this game. Other than that, though, it was amazing. He killed 5 fiends before the Undead was tier 3. This should have been game over right there. And it kind of was, I guess. Yeah, Infi played extremely well, but 1-0, he also made the mistakes to make this possible.
Yeah, we mentioned this before the game, like 1-0 is not like the scary force anymore. People know how to beat him by now, and he's not the top tier, the super top favorite. It's not like the one guy that everybody expects to win anymore.
Yeah, I agree. He is definitely showing mortality, something that every now and then he doesn't seem to have to be concerned about.
And if Infi plays like that, he's back in the rounds of Immortals. I noticed this 2 weeks ago, I think, that like the old men, the veterans, they are gaining shape, like slowly but steady, while the first half I think was pretty much dominated by the young guns. But they're coming back. Fly, Infi, Moon, all of them.
Alright, Infi through to the playoffs already. Our next match is gonna be Orc Worker. He was having a rough game against 1-0 earlier today. That was pretty one-sided, but he's confident against Colorful. He told me, yeah, absolutely can beat him. I think I will beat him. I think I'm better than him. And against Night Elf, I think that's a more thankful matchup as well. Yeah, this is the way we imagine the groups would pay out, most likely.
Well, I
mean the first round.
Yeah, exactly, the first round. I totally did not expect 1-0 to drop against Infi, as you can see. Here, Infi already in the playoffs. One player will be eliminated after the upcoming match. It's either our Euro boy Orc Worker or Colorful from China. We go into a little break, and then we'll be right back here live from Shanghai, China for GCS Summer 2017.